Hello. This tutorial is all about getting started recording your own music in your bedroom. I'm going to show you how to set up a recording space, get all the equipment ready, and get started making awesome music. This tutorial is going to go over recording in a digital audio workstation. I think there are tips in here that could help anyone at a beginner level, but to make the most of this tutorial, you're going to need a computer or a laptop, an audio interface, a microphone, an XLR cable, and a space that you can work in. The first step in bedroom production is setting up your space to record. For me, this involves organising my equipment so I know where to find anything I might want to use, and don't have to waste time untangling cables or moving stuff around. As a bonus, I believe a tidy workspace helps you chill out and enjoy the process a bit more. Another thing to consider about your space is the sound. In a big or even moderately sized room, or a room with a high ceiling, the sound of your room could affect the sound you would get with the microphone. There are a couple of things you can do about this echo. Get some soundproofing and stick it in the corners of your space. Stick pillows in the corners and on the ground. When recording your vocals, you can stick a duvet on your head, just like I'm doing right now. Recording directly into your interface means you'll get zero echo and won't disturb anybody else. If you live in a flat or with other people, it's worth trying to record quietly so you don't disturb them. And you can stick a recording sign on your door. Every DAW is different, and the difficulty of getting started can vary quite a lot between the different options. For a beginner, Reaper is pretty good, as it's got just enough stuff to work with without overwhelming you. And as a bonus, it has an indefinite trial period, so you won't have lost any money if it's not for you. To record real instruments or microphones inside a DAW, you're going to need an interface. If you've looked into bedroom recording before watching this video, then the chances are you've come across or already own a Focusrite Scarlett. This is a popular entry-level interface and will go a long way for bedroom use to connect your interface to your DAW. Inside your software of choice, and using Reaper as the example, you're going to go to Preferences. Inside there's a heading for devices, and in other DAWs it might be input, output, or something similar. In there your interface will be listed, so set the input and output accordingly. For a Scarlett, and lots of other interfaces, you'll need to set the sound drivers to ASIO. For just recording in your bedroom, there's only two main cables you'll need to know about. An XLR is used to connect microphones to your interface. The other cable you'll need to know is a TRS cable. It might also be called a jack-to-jack, quarter-inch jack, instrument cable, guitar cable. It's got two pointy ends with one black strip on each. Be wary of using a cable with two black strips, because these two types are not interchangeable and you could break your stuff if you plug it into the wrong thing. When using an instrument cable to record, plug one end into the instrument and the other into the interface. Now that we're plugged in, we're going to want to set the gain. In Reaper, click on the track and select New Track, or right-click on the left-hand grey box to add a new track that way. Once you see it pop up, click on the drop-down and select the input you've plugged into. I think, for a beginner, it's best to think about gain as sensitivity. The more sensitive the input, the louder the signal is going to be. Turn it all the way up and it will sound distorted. This is called clipping, and for the most part, it's something you want to avoid. Something on the interface will probably light up when an input is clipping. The Focusrite has a ring that lines up around the input. Play the instrument and turn the gain up to the point where the signal is nice and loud, but it isn't clipping. You'll be able to see in the DAW that if the sound waves reach the top, then the signal will clip. If you look back in the DAW, our track shows how loud the signal is in the software. When you set the level, aim to turn the gain up on the interface so that it's sensitive, but doesn't clip on the input or inside the DAW. On your DAW, there will also be a master track showing how loud the whole mix is. There are two types of microphone you'll need to know if you're recording in a bedroom. Dynamic microphones you just need to plug in to work. They usually have a noise rejecting side and mostly pick up the sound right at the tip and mostly ignore the rest. They're useful for recording pretty much anything, but particularly good at guitar amps. Condenser microphones need phantom power to work. This is normally turned on with a button at the interface. Condenser microphones are more sensitive and capture a more detailed sound, as well as more of the overall sound in the room. They're good for recording clear, detailed vocals, acoustic guitar, drum overheads, and room sounds. I hope that by following along with this video, you've got the basic setup of recording in your bedroom down. In the next part of this tutorial, I'm going to get you started actually recording and mixing something of your own. Thanks for watching.